This is why you need to be careful with plantar fasciitis advice on social media.
What's that? What's that, brother?
Popping all those fascial knots along the heel. Those are not knots. Those are pysogenic papules. They're normal. They have nothing to do with plantar fasciitis. You can't pop them. I'm not sure why you'd want to pop them because rubbing the foot really has nothing to do with plantar fasciitis recovery. Also, the term plantar fasciitis has been outdated for about 20 years, so he didn't even really get the name right. We called it fasciitis because we thought it had to do with inflammation. Turns out that's not the case. Now it's just plantar heel pain or pain on the bottom of your foot. That's why absolute rest, ice, and anti-inflammatories aren't recommended in guidelines anymore. This is the problem with plantar fasciitis videos on social media. It's a lot of foot rubbing, not a lot of actual guideline-based information. And since most advice for this problem sucks on here, here's what you should do. Most cases I see fit into one of two categories. You're either a runner who has stressed your foot beyond your current capacity, or you're a person who's been sedentary for a while, which has lowered your capacity to the point where even a small amount of load through that foot can make it sensitive. In both cases, the first step is load management. For the runner, we need to list out all the variables involved in running and scale them down to see if there's a dosage of running you can still handle right now. If we can't find that, we might need to take a short break from running to let things calm down. For the non-runner, it's a bit more tricky. We might track your step count to see if we can lower those numbers temporarily, and we might use things like orthoses, stiffer shoes, or even a walking boot to try to limit the amount of tension and stretch that goes through that sensitive area. In both cases, we're trying to give that foot a chance to calm down while trying to keep you as active as possible. The second thing we need to do is capacity management. For the runner, we want to maintain capacity. We can do this by replacing some of your running with things like ellipticals, stationary bikes, or swimming to keep your aerobic capacity up and your legs conditioned without putting a bunch of force through that foot as it calms down. For the non-runner, we want to build your capacity because a low capacity was part of the problem. This stretch can be a nice low intensity way to start building a tolerance for putting tension and force through that foot. You just hold the heel and pull your toes towards your shin as tolerated, gradually increasing force over time. From there, we might progress to heel raises and just gradually increase the amount of force and tension going through the bottom of that foot by doing things like increasing range of motion, extending the big toe with a rolled up towel, switching to single leg, adding more weight by using a Smith machine, and you can take smaller steps by starting with a stiffer shoe or orthoses to limit the amount of stretch through that foot and gradually transition to a more malleable shoe or getting rid of the orthoses over time so there's more motion through the foot. The key thing to remember is that most cases get better on their own within a year. So your prognosis is very good, but it can take a while. We want to manage things on the way.